Hello students, how are you all? This is your computer science teacher Chaitra from Mangala Vidya Mandira. So we are taking the second chapter now, basics of C language. In that we are going to see the overview of the C language. So I have divided into three parts, part A, part B and part C. In part A we are going to learn about the features of C language, facts about the C program and mechanism of creating a C program and starting with the C program. Then in part B, we're going to learn about the output, then stdio files, commands, main function, output operator, getchar function, executing C program, main steps in C program, constants, variables and data types, and the characteristic. In part C, you're going to learn about the keywords and the identifier, constants, variables, declaration of variables, sample programs and exercises. So shall we continue with the chapter 2, that is part A, overview of C. So this is the C programming language. So the C programming language was developed in the early 1970 by American computer scientist Dennis M. Ritchie at the Bell Laboratories, formerly known as AT&T Bell Laboratories. So it was developed to overcome the problems of previous languages such as B, PCPL, etc. Initially, C language was developed to use in a Unix operating system. It inherits many features of previous languages such as B and BCPL. So this is the overview of C, how the C language evolved. So C was developed between 1969 and 1973 by Dennis Ritchie at the Bell Telephone Laboratories, formerly AT&T and Bell Laboratories, to use with the Unix operating system. It was named as C because its features was derived from an earlier language called as B. C has become a powerful enough the most of the Unix kernel was rewritten in C, one of the first operating system kernels implemented in the language other than the assembly. So after the assembly language, this was the first language which was rewritten in C for the Unix operating system. So Linux today is based on the C. So the C is a computer programming language which was developed by Dennis Ritchie in 1970. Next. C incorporates the capabilities of assembly language and high-level language. So it all incorporates the low-level language plus high-level language. It is well suited for both system software as well as business packages. So we can develop the software also and we can use for the business, that is for the application. Today C is running on many operating systems like MS-DOS, Windows, Linux, etc. So let us learn about the features of C language, some of the features of C language. So the features of C language is easy to learn. It is structured language and produces efficient programs, can handle low-level programs also, compiled on various platforms. So more of the features we can learn is it is fast and efficient. The C language is fast and efficient. It has modularity and statically type, general purpose language, that is English, so that everyone can understand, user friendly, and then rich set of built-in operators, libraries with rich functions, middle level language, portability, easy to extend, and procedure language for the procedure language. Then again here it's simple and efficient, speed, then portability, case sensitive, dynamism, popular, and existence of library. So these are some of the features of C: simple and robust, portability, modularity, wide acceptability, simple and extensibility. So these are some of the features of C language. So why C language is so popular? Next, let us learn about the facts about the C language. So facts about the C. C was invented to write an operating system called as Unix. So C is a successor of B language which was introduced around 1970. The Unix operating system was totally written in C by Dennis Ritchie in 1973. Today C is the most widely used and popular system programming language. Today's most popular Linux operating system and RDBMS MySQL have been written in C. So these are some of the facts about the C. Now let us see the mechanism of creating a C program. How does a C or C++ program work? Source code file like .hcpp comes to compiler. The compiler translates the source code and creates some object files, and then the linker comes, it links with the library files, and then it is converted into executable format. So this is the compiler. It takes the source code written in the high level language and it gives to the computer with the language the computer can understand. Next, so editor is the accepts the typing of the source code, that is header file. So this is the C editor. So when you are going to install the C editor, this is the screen you will get and you are going to write the program in this editor. So accept the typing of the source code, that is the header file. Now let us see what is a source file. Source file is the file that contains program typed in an editor and ready to save it. So here they have written a program, C program, and you are going to save it, and this is called as source file. That is the file which have been saved in a particular path. So it's called as source file. Next is the header file. Include file in C. Header file is in your program by including it with the C pre-processing directive #include. So you have seen many inclusion of stdio.h header file which comes along with the compiler. So what are some of the header files? You can just see for it is used for what. So stdio.h we are going to use because it is input output functions. So we are going to take mat.h, that is mathematics functions. Then local.h, it's localization function. So there will be functions for all different modules. So the header file is a program which by including it with the pre-processing directive #include. So we can discuss what is #include, what is pre-processing directive, everything in the next class. So you have to just know about what is a source file and what is a header file. So you need to know what is the editor. First thing is what is the editor. Then you need to know about the source file and then the header file. Next, let us come to the compiler. So compilation and the execution. So what does the compiler do? It translates the source code to the machine language. So machine language is the language which is understandable by the computer. So all the things that have been written in the by the user in the common, that is high level language, has to be converted into the machine level language which is understandable by the computer. So you can see here preprocessor first, then compiler, assembler and the linker, that is execution. So assembler is the low level language, compiler is the high level language. So both have been mixed together, and the linker will link all the library functions which are required for the program to execute. Then the execution of the program takes place. So here also preprocessor, compiler, assembly code, assembler, then linker, libraries and some object file, and last is the executable file. So you can just see here clearly source code, that is hello.c, written in the C language. Then it goes to the compiler for the compilation of the program. Then the object code is created, that is hello.obj. So this object code is machine independent, and then the linker comes in between which links the library code as well as startup code, and then it gives next to the executable code, that is hello.exe. So once it comes to the executable code, the programs gets executed and we get the result. So the object code is usually a machine code. It's also called as machine language, which can be understood directly by the specific type of CPU, that is your computer. So the computer understands only one language, that is machine language, that is zeros and ones. So the source code has to be converted. What we are going to write in the C program has to be converted to the machine code. So next let us see what is a linker. So you can just see here source code.c, pre-processing, preprocessor will take place. Then it includes header, expand macro, then compiler will come here. Next is assembly code. It converts into the assembly code. Then assembler will take care of it. Then it comes to the linking, that is machine code. Then for the machine code, for the computer to understand, some libraries are required. So that is done by the linker. So it attached some library files which are required for the execution of the program. for the machine code for the computer to understand, it requires some of the library files that will be linked at the time of the execution. So linker is a program in a system which helps to link an object module of the program into a single object file. It performs the process of linking. So it helps the system to link to object modules of a program into single object file. There will be different modules. Modules are nothing but different tasks. So all these object tasks are linked together to make a single object file here. So next is executable code. Programming languages are for the humans to read and understand. So what we are going to write the programming language is for our use, that is for user use. The program source code must be translated into machine language so that the computer can execute the program. That is obvious. The source code has to be translated into machine language. Otherwise, our computer does not know how to read English program. So all the source code that we are going to write in the C program or any other programming language has to be converted into the machine language so that the execution of the program takes place. The way that is translation occur depends on whether the programming language is compiled language or an interpreted language. So whether the compiler, the program program uses a compiler or the program uses an interpreter. So this all depends upon the programming languages. Some programming languages use compilers, some programming languages use interpreter. So whatever you're going to write in the normal programming language, that is a C programming language, has to be converted to the machine language so that the computer can understand the program and it executes the program to get the result. So now let me briefly explain you how a program creation of a C program will be done. First is the source code. Source code is the C program that you're going to write in your editor, that is the C editor. Save it with the .c extension. This is very important here. You're going to save with the .c extension, which is uncompiled. So it is not in the compilation stage. Thus we have written the program. Next is object code. Object code is the output of the compiler after it processes the source code. So the compiler comes in between, it processes the source code, whatever we have written, and it creates an object code. The object code is usually a machine code, also called as machine language. So the compiler translates the high level language to the low level language by creating a object code. This object code is also called as machine code or machine language, which can be directly understandable by the CPU or your system. However, some compilers are designed to convert the source code into an assembly language or some other programming language. Directly what will happen is the compiler converts the high level language to the machine language generally, but sometimes what has happened is compiler converts the source code into the assembly language with the help of the assembler, and then it starts giving the object code. So here the C uses this type of technique here. So the C compilers in the C converts the source code into the assembly language with the help of the assembler, and then the language is human readable notation using an assembly language is a human readable notation using mnemonics. Mnemonics is a symbolic name for single executable machine language called as opcode in the ISA, that is instruction set architecture of the particular CPU. So mnemonics is nothing but a symbolic name for the single executable machine language. So so the assembly language is a human readable notation, the mnemonics. Next, executable, also called as binary. So binary is nothing but zeros and ones, is the output of the linker after it is processed the object code. So a machine code file can be immediately executable, that is runnable as a program, or it might require linking with other object code also to produce a complete executable program. So sometimes the executable programs requires some of the other object code, or whatever the object code that is present, with the help of that also the program can execute. Next, structure of a C program. So this is the header hash include stdio.h, then the main int main program, variable declaration, we are going to declare the variable, then the body comes, that is printf scanf, that is input and output, then return is return 0. So here documentation will take place first, then the link section, then the definition section, then the global declaration section, main function and the subprogram section. So here sample program has been given. So in the next class we are going to learn about more of the output, then all some hash include, then get char, everything functions. So here for your reference, the sample program has been given. Hash include stdio.h. First is the comment section, that is the name of the program, documentation section or a comment section. Next is hash include stdio.h, it is the preprocessor directives. stdio.h is for mainly input output functions. Next, hash define maximum 100. This is we are going to define maximum as 100. Void add is a function, and int x is equal to 100, global declaration section. Then int main, we are going to write the main program. Then int is a is equal to 100, print hello main, return 0, body of the main program. So void add, print add, function definitions. So what is the thing we are going to learn here is, first is the comment or a documentation section, second one is preprocessor directives, and third is the definition or a global declaration section. Then the main section will come, and other one is the function section. So many functions can be linked to the linked to a particular program. Then a main program is compulsory here, so the definition and declaration has to be done at the beginning. Then we are going to include the preprocessor directives, and first we are going to give the comment for the program, that is our documentation. So these things we are going to rest of the things, that is whatever it is there in the part B, I'll just tell you. Output stdio files. What is stdio files? Comments, main functions, output operator, executing, how to execute a C program. Everything we are going to learn in the next class. I have given you some activity, so try to understand the video. Initially you may get some doubts regarding this, so whatever the doubts you have, you can just ask me in the WhatsApp group, but try to understand the concepts clearly. So initially if it is little bit difficult for you to understand, but if you try to understand it, it might it might like you can understand the programs. So who is the, I have given some multiple choice questions as your activity. So who is the father of C language? I have given the options here, you can just write down the options. So I have given some 8 questions. Try to do this activity and please submit it. So I hope first chapter is understand by everyone has understood the first chapter. So if you have any doubts in the second chapter, so I have started with the small thing this in this video. So try to understand the concepts clearly. So if you have any still doubts, you can ask me in the group. So please try to do the activities. Thank you.